Hey there, Taurus. How's it going? It's your friend Dharma Jane here to do a tarot reading for you. For all of my returning subscribers, thank you so much for being here. I love you guys. For those of you who are new, I do appreciate you showing up. Let's see what we have here. Oh, you might notice some changes on the channel. Trying to condense some of the energies to basically get a more condensed read so that my scope of energy and the things that I'm pulling in for hundreds of thousands of people every month isn't all over the place. So I'm trying to, bring it in and get a more intimate view of what's happening. So we had one jumper card there, so the cards want to talk. So calling in guides, calling in angels, calling in anyone from the highest good for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter. All right. So I just want to talk about the death of an idea. It doesn't even have to be tweaking. And when you tweak something, it totally changes, right? So we have this change that's coming for Taurus this week. And whatever, I don't want to be like it's a huge deal, because I don't think it is. It's because they came out together, right? And this is just a page. But this is something that is changing. And, let's just see what else we have. Oh! And we have the Ace of Cups. And that was the jumper card that flew out. I just heard the word "in order to get." That's the phrase. In order to get. This way of being, this so both of these people are pretty young. It's a little boy, little girl. But this one is like this page, he's a little squirrely. He's a little squirrely. He's kind of all over the place. And I don't want to call him immature, because I feel like the word immature, not necessarily offensive, but it doesn't really depict anything. This is somebody who isn't at the same place as this person. And this could be a Scorpio. And the reason they're not at the same place is because if you notice, oh my goodness, I've never noticed that before. Oh, I wish you could see it. Oh, maybe you can. Her third eye is lit up. I have never noticed that before. Look at, there's like some kind of symbol, right, in the third eye. And so she's there, and she's doing the change, and I'm saying she because it's a girl in the picture, but vice versa, whatever. She's like a master maker. She can wield fire. She can change things. She's very spiritual and very powerful in that. But then there's this dude, this like similar age fella who is spry and squirrely and likes to fly around and has like this cool wand that he can also do some cool stuff with, right? I mean, she's, magical, but so is he's fairy. They can make the world grow. They change the seasons. They do fairy things, whatever they do. Point is, he's hot, right? And I think what's important to note is that it doesn't matter how old their bodies are. Their souls could be thousands and thousands and thousands of years old. So it doesn't matter what we're dealing with here. So, but unfortunately, the issue that we're looking at is that he's out flying around being squirrely, doing what he do, and she is inside doing what she do. Okay. And now I want to go back to what I was saying before about in order to get this cup of love. So there needs to be a complete transformation of the way that things are going on right now for Taurus in order to get this cup of love, because it's almost like this person is wishing and praying and manifesting, trying to get this person to fly to her or him, you know, whatever, vice versa. But in order to get the cup of love, there are some real change needs to happen. And I feel like part of the change is going to be like finding balance. There has to be an equilibrium. Like he needs to come up a bit and she needs to go down a bit. A meeting of the minds. So, you know, Taurus, I think this week there's going to be the realization of that. Oh no. Yeah. And I think that that really disappoints Taurus. You know, this is the gloomy doom. He's feeling bad about himself. And he's like, look at my bubble. I had this bubble and now I don't have this bubble. Look at his face. He's so sad. Because it feels frustrating. It does. It feels frustrating that this coming together or this change even isn't happening or didn't happen. And so there's been a lot of, instead of the coming together, the meeting of the minds, the finding the balance, it's been a lot of like, woe is me from one side or the other. Which everybody does that. You know, when something happens and you feel it, you're like, oh my God, like, why did that happen to me? This is really sad. I feel really bad about it. But at some point, whoever we're talking about, in order to get the cup of love, it's important to move up and out of that. Instead of self-destruction, look to self-progress. Instead of saying, why did this happen to me? Say, how can I make sure it doesn't happen again? Right? It's a change. Ah, this came out for Virgo, I think. Ooh, the Piper. You know what the Piper does? The Piper draws in the Ace of Cups. The Piper is the one who's pouring the cup. He's the one who's sitting over there in the majestic looking tent in the middle of the woods playing his pan flute while he is pouring out a big cup of love. And I think that this Taurus is like, I don't know. You know, I don't know if I can go over there and go into the tent. I'm a little timid to do that. But then you have the Singer of Courage come out. This is, you know, in order to, this Piper will let you in his awesome glamping tent in the middle of the woods if you make this change. And the Piper could be this one here, right? Oh my goodness. This is the Singer of Chalice. This is the Ace of Cups again. So let's not be frustrated about why it hasn't worked before. And for some of you, this could be someone new, like breaking it off with someone that was immature, and then now we're dealing with the dude who plays the siren flute, right? With a double Ace of Cups. But for some of you, this is finding the meeting of the mind to where you play a song to where each of you have a cup that comes forward. And that's really beautiful. So, you know, this week, there's a good, so it's either going to be one of two things. For some of you, we're going to come to a realization that the change needs to happen. And then you do. And then for some of you, it's going to be that the change has happened. And now we're moving into the Song of the Piper. So I'm going to unravel this, and I am going to clarify all of these and really, really get a good grasp on what we're doing over on the other side on Vimeo. So if you would like to follow me over there, the link for that is in the box below. Thank you so much for, hanging out with me today. And I am going to be back. I'm going to try to be back every Saturday. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell so that as soon as they get uploaded, you will be able to find them. Okay. So until next Saturday, have a good one, Taurus.